For 165 million years, dinosaurs ruled this planet. They weren't just surviving. They were dominating every forest, every desert, and every coastline on Earth. Then, one ordinary day changed everything. A mountain-sized asteroid slammed into our planet. The sky turned black. Wildfires spread across continents. The oceans exploded into towering tsunamis. Within a geological blink of an eye, nearly 75% of all life disappeared, including almost every dinosaur. But what if that asteroid had missed? What if dinosaurs never went extinct? Would humans still exist? Or would Earth still belong to giants? The answer is far stranger than most people imagine, because the world you know today would be almost completely unrecognizable. Without the asteroid, dinosaurs wouldn't simply keep living exactly as they were. Evolution never stands still. Every generation brings tiny genetic changes. Over millions of years, those tiny changes become entirely new species. Imagine if evolution had another 66 million years to work with. The terrifying Tyrannosaurus rex wouldn't still look like the museum skeletons we know today. Its descendants might become faster, smarter, better hunters. Some scientists even believe certain dinosaurs were already becoming more intelligent before the extinction event. One small predator called Truden had an unusually large brain compared to its body. If intelligence kept increasing for millions of years, Earth might eventually produce dinosaur species capable of solving complex problems, perhaps even using simple tools. Not human-level intelligence, but something much closer than we usually imagine. Meanwhile, the mammals hiding beneath the dinosaurs would never get their chance. Back then, mammals were tiny. Most were no larger than rats. They spent their lives avoiding giant predators. The asteroid changed that. Once the dinosaurs disappeared, the world suddenly became empty. Mammals spread everywhere. They grew larger, smarter, more diverse, eventually producing whales, elephants, primates, and finally, us. But without dinosaur extinction, that opportunity never arrives. Our ancient ancestors remain small nocturnal creatures, forever living in fear beneath the feet of giants. Humans often imagine evolution as a ladder, as if intelligence was always destined to appear. It wasn't. Evolution has no plan, no goal, only survival. If dinosaurs continue dominating Earth's ecosystems, primates may never evolve, apes may never exist, and without apes, there are no humans asking this question today. But here's where the story becomes truly unsettling, because dinosaurs didn't completely disappear. In fact, some of them survived. Every sparrow, every pigeon, every eagle you see today is technically a dinosaur. Birds are the last living descendants of the creatures that once ruled Earth, which means dinosaurs never completely vanished, they simply changed. Now imagine a world where the asteroid never struck. Birds might still evolve, but they wouldn't be alone. They would share the skies with enormous flying reptiles, the forests with giant predators, the plains with herds of massive herbivores. Earth would become a planet where ancient and modern life existed side by side. The food chain would look nothing like today's world. A single dinosaur species could shape an entire ecosystem. Gigantic plant eaters would flatten forests simply by walking through them. Their constant movement would create new rivers, open grasslands, and endless migration routes. Predators would follow behind, keeping every population in balance. Even the smallest changes could ripple across entire continents. Nature would become larger, louder, and far more dangerous. Now picture modern cities. Actually, there probably wouldn't be any. Without intelligent primates, there would be no civilization, no roads, no skyscrapers, no satellites orbiting Earth, no airplanes crossing the sky, no internet, no phones, no history books. The planet would remain completely wild. For millions of years, every continent would still belong to nature, not humanity. But let's imagine something even stranger. What if one group of dinosaurs kept becoming smarter? Some paleontologists have suggested that certain meat-eating dinosaurs already possessed unusually advanced brains. Given enough time, natural selection might reward intelligence even more. A species capable of remembering hunting strategies, working together, communicating with increasingly complex sounds, perhaps even creating primitive tools. Not because evolution wanted intelligence, but because intelligence can sometimes improve survival. And survival is the only rule evolution follows. Could dinosaurs eventually build civilizations? Probably not in the way humans did. Most dinosaurs lacked hands capable of precise movements. Without flexible fingers, building machines becomes incredibly difficult. Fire would also remain almost impossible to control. Without fire, there is no metal, no engines, no electronics. Technology would hit an invisible wall. Yet intelligence doesn't always require technology. A highly social dinosaur species could still develop complex communication, group planning, and sophisticated hunting strategies unlike anything alive today. They wouldn't build cities, but they might dominate the planet in ways we've never imagined. Meanwhile, the oceans would tell an entirely different story. Massive marine reptiles might still patrol ancient seas, some stretching longer than school buses, others hunting in deep waters that humans have never explored. The oceans would become one of the most dangerous places on Earth, not because of sharks, but because ancient predators never disappeared. And if humans somehow did evolve despite all these odds, our world would look nothing like today. Every journey outside would carry real danger. Every forest could hide creatures weighing several tons. Every open plain could become a hunting ground. Human civilization would constantly fight for survival on a planet that was never truly ours. But perhaps the biggest surprise isn't what would happen to dinosaurs, it's what would happen to us. Because everything about human history depends on one impossible stroke of luck. That asteroid didn't just end an era, it created a completely new one. Without it, there are no giant mammals, no primates swinging through trees, no early humans shaping stone tools, no civilizations rising from the ground, no science, no music, no languages, no one to wonder where dinosaurs went. Think about your own life for a moment. Every person you've ever known, every city ever built, every invention, every dream, exists because one space rock happened to collide with Earth at exactly the right time, missed by only a few minutes in space. And history could have unfolded in a completely different direction. That's how fragile our existence really is. Ironically, dinosaurs may have been too successful. They dominated Earth's ecosystems for over 165 million years. When one group controls nearly every ecological niche, it becomes incredibly difficult for anything else to rise. The asteroid didn't choose mammals. It simply removed the dominant rulers. Nature filled the empty spaces with whatever survived. This time, that happened to be mammals. And evolution continued its endless experiment. Tiny, mouse-like creatures slowly became wolves, whales, elephants, monkeys, apes, and eventually, a species capable of walking on the moon. A species capable of studying the fossils of the giants that came before. A species capable of asking, what if they never disappeared? The strangest part is, if dinosaurs had survived, they would never know what they prevented. They would never know another intelligent species almost had a chance, because evolution leaves behind no alternate timelines, only the one that actually happened. Every other possibility exists only inside our imagination. So, the next time you look at a bird flying across the sky, remember this: you're not looking at the end of the dinosaurs, you're looking at the survivors, the last living branch of a family that once ruled the entire planet. A reminder that the age of dinosaurs never completely ended. It simply became smaller, lighter, and learned how to fly. And maybe the greatest lesson isn't that dinosaurs disappeared, it's that history is built on accidents. One asteroid, one moment, one unimaginable coincidence. Remove that single event, and you remove us, the cities, the internet, the pyramids, every book ever written, every story ever told. Even this very question would never exist, because sometimes, the smallest change in the universe creates the biggest difference in history.